Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode. And I'm actually off today, so I figured, hey, may as well stream with you guys. I know it was a little bit last minute, and so may not get as much viewership as we wanted, but it's all right. Yeah, also have some news to talk about as far as like my holdings. So would want to bring that to everyone's attention as well. But not much going on. Just the price is down, and obviously crypto in general is pretty down. So let's not lose sight of it. We went up to 70,000. Bitcoin seems to not be able to break above that 70,000, but obviously I have the halving tracker prepared, so we'll compare it to previous cycles and stuff like that. I know the market just got hit hard as well. S&P 500's down a little bit more than it normally has gone down in the past couple of months, I guess. So that's news and a bunch of other things we could talk about. So hit the like button, obviously. Subscribe to the channel. Chat is pretty dead right now, so feel free to leave a comment in the chat and let us know you're there. But yeah, let's take a look at the chart right now. All right. So we got the Hex Price at half a penny. Not gonna lie, it's pretty disappointing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Half a penny. But we're still here, okay? So it is important to remember that. You know, the community is still here, which is good. The sacrifice money is still in the wallet, and it is in Ethereum. So if Ethereum does well, which it likely will, it's already done pretty well from its local low, then there'll be some capital to be deployed into the Richard Hart ecosystem. So that's good, right? Nothing that you guys haven't heard. But there needs to be more than that. And let me reiterate, there needs to be confidence regained in the ecosystem because people are going to want to sell on the rip every single time it goes up if they just think it's just another relief rally. There needs to be major changes. There needs to be good news as far as the SEC case, and Richard Hart's got to come back. But you know, he is still corresponding via Twitter, which is good. You know, that hasn't stopped, and he's fighting the SEC, which is good. So yeah, that's your Hex Price. What else is there? There is the Bitcoin price. Are we forming a bull flag or something? Yeah, seems like it. But it's pulled back from 70,000, and it's got to really break up past this. So let's draw the resistance. Yeah, some clear resistance right here. If we break above that, we could see $100,000 Bitcoin. Are we going to break above it? Probably, especially considering the Donald Trump speech at the Bitcoin conference where he said he was going to fire Gary Gensler and he's completely behind cryptocurrency. So I think probably Trump is going to be our next president, and Trump is bullish on crypto, which is good, right? So that's good. As far as that, I don't know, but everyone's been covering that, so nothing really special there, but it is good news. And let's compare Bitcoin to the previous cycles, looking at the halving tracker. We got the halving tracker here. It's still above 2016. Briefly fell below it, but it's still above 2016 cycle. It's way below the 2020. And it's probably going to go somewhere around here as we see diminishing returns every cycle. Does Trump change that? Probably not. Just like Saylor didn't change it, all the institutional adoption. Oh shoot, I'm not even sharing my screen. Yeah, that's your halving tracker there. Above 2016, below 2020. All of the bullish news last cycle did not give better percentage returns. It's just diminishing returns. It's such a solid principle, despite all the institutional adoption and all the banks and Saylor and all those things. It didn't make a difference. So here too, I know a lot of people want $1 million Bitcoin this cycle, super cycle, inflation, yada, yada. None of that's true. Inflation's coming down, like we talked about. The Bitcoin price is probably going to go to about 100,000, between $100,000 and $120,000. There's a lot of time left in the cycle as well. We have about another year left. We have about another year left to do something. So, yeah, I mean, it's probably going to go over 100,000, and we're going to see some good things from the altcoins, hopefully our altcoins. But yeah, what's going on in the chat? We got Chris A. Election needs to happen. It's coming up very shortly, can assure you. Chad Donnerschwans, what's going on? Iron Freedom. Does it concern you that even when BTC was making new all-time highs earlier this year, Pulse was barely moving at all? It doesn't concern me, but it's disappointing, right? Like, we did think that we'd have higher prices by now, but we don't. So not really concerned. And most altcoins are not at all-time highs. There's only a handful of them. That's just generally how it works. But not being at all-time highs and being at all-time lows is different, and it's definitely a little bit disappointing. But the question is, how do you go about it? So I guess the main lesson from this cycle, I think we could learn from other people's mistakes and not have to make them. And I think the big thing that we could learn is not to retire on crypto if you're under the age of 60. Let's say under the age of 50. If you're 50, you could retire. If you're in your 40s, you're too young. Okay, just look at everyone that we were so envious of and aspiring. I don't know about envious. We were aspiring to be, and who we thought were so lucky because they retired from Hex. Where are they now? I mean, probably not doing so well financially. And it's sad. And probably thanks to the staking mechanism, they will be all right in the long run. But I don't know. A lot of them are having to emergency end stake, and a lot of them are having to create meme coins and do other things in acts of desperation to sustain the lifestyle. So don't quit your job, okay? A job's a great thing, okay? I think that's the lesson to learn. And the recent news, which was from Richard Hart's Twitter, was one of the big members of the community got in trouble and had to emergency end stake his wallet in order to pay for legal representation or bail or whatever it is, which is really sad. But and I do not want to see that happen to anyone. And I think if you can, maybe support him, consider supporting him. It's on Richard Hart's Twitter. It's Kareem the Dream. I actually met him in Miami. He's a nice person. But yeah, I mean, unfortunately, people are struggling. The struggle's real, and it's a very sad thing. We actually have it up here. Let's just go through Richard Hart's tweets, see what's going on there. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Someone should make a currency. Oh, let's go to the other one. It appears Kareem needs your help. And he published the article that unfortunately he was arrested due to having ammunition in his bag. And he's facing 12 years in prison. So he had to emergency end stank, which is very sad. But yeah, it does go to show that like people are struggling. So just keep that in mind. It's better for you to stay working and it's better for the price if you stay working and you are a net contributor to the ecosystem. But yeah, I mean, sad news. Okay. Richard Hart, USD at all-time lows, stocks, gold, Bitcoin, kind of its same price as 4 years ago. Ethereum, not yet. It hasn't broke its 5K top yet, yada, yada. Reminder that Bitcoin and ETH are up massive versus any of these other assets over a 5-year period. Okay. Someone should make a cryptocurrency that isn't consistently losing value by being debased. They can make it digital with instant, cheap, and irreversible transactions. Oh, struggle's real. But yeah, that's what's going on. As far as Richard Hart, still on Twitter, but we need streams. We need him to be more engaged. We need this SEC thing to be resolved. Hey, maybe if Trump gets elected and Gary Gensler gets fired, maybe that'll result in the new SEC chairman dropping the charges or something. Okay. So yeah, I also know that there's some sort of thing going on in New York. There's a court case scheduled for November or something, which will decide if the charges are dropped or have some meaningful impact. I haven't even done enough research. But yeah, what should you be doing now? Well, I'm not a financial advisor. I can't give you financial advice, but I recently made a nice buy, which happened at a very opportune time, I think, for some Hex. The question is not if, but how far out I'm going to stake it. Am I going to take it all and stake it for 15 years or maybe break it up into a staking ladder? But I still believe in the staking. I think it's preposterous for anyone to think that, you know, I still want to buy, but I don't want to stake anymore. So you think it's going to come back, but it's only going to come back for one cycle, maybe? I don't know. I think if you're bullish in the long run, you should be staked because nobody gets rich in crypto. Nobody gets rich in crypto trading. It's nearly impossible. You can have a lot of money for some period of time, but it's likely not sustainable. And, you know, this sort of behavior is what gets you into huge trouble. So yeah, I mean, that's really what's going on. I bought more Hex and I'm going to stake it. And probably from now on, I'm going to be dollar cost averaging into PulseX because I haven't bought enough of it that I'm like happy. It's down a lot and it's the one that pumps the most. So I think more exposure to PulseX will be very good. And that'll be my small percentage of my broader portfolio that's liquid and I could take profits with. So I could have some sort of cash in the event of a massive bull market, which I think there will be. I think the prices are going to go up a lot for Hex. I think if you're dollar cost averaging now, you'll be sitting on a nice pile of cash, not cash, but US dollar value worth of crypto. And hey, if you could pull out, imagine this, you can pull out $100,000, rest of it staked or remains in the market. If you can pull out $50,000, so we're not talking about retire early, you know, and move to whatever, Panama or whatever, Monaco. I know Crypto 7 likes talking about Monaco, things like that. But you could continue your job, but you can have a nice pile of cash to invest in the S&P 500 which could compound, or, have a nicer apartment or house or whatever, that sort of thing. That's really good. And then you have stakes maturing over the next 15 years, which could maybe help you out if it doesn't drop another 99%. And you have a profession, so you're busy and you have good cash flow, so you could continue to DCA. That's great. I mean, that's a great thing. That's a really great thing, and that should be sort of the expectation that people are having. $50,000, $100,000 profit, and staying in the market for 10 years. Those are the people that really make it. Think about the people in Bitcoin that made it. They were in for 10 years. They weren't in, out, in, out, in, out. That never works. Never works. And here too, it will never work. Okay. So the mindset should be, there should be some liquidity after this bull market, this hopefully bull market. And there should be more of a long time horizon. No retiring. Take a vacation, don't retire. It's bad for the price if we all retire, as displayed in this most recent bear market. What a devastating bear market we've been in. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's really bad. It just keeps getting worse. So yeah, that's what's really going on. Yeah, now's a good time to DCA, in my opinion, not financial advice. But what are you guys thinking? What are you guys saying? Worst thing to be doing right now? Meme coins. Worst thing to be doing right now is buying meme coins or buying projects building on Pulse Chain. It's not had a good track record, to say the least. But yeah, what's going on? We got Hex GP. I heard Hexo was the place to come ask for money. So yeah. One thing that's still going on is people are asking for money. Oh, learn from this, fellas. Them still holding PHEX come into 2025 are going to be over the moon. I like to buy cheaper now, though. Yeah. Yeah, I remember everyone was so trigger happy to buy Hex at 20 cents. Funny how that works. But now there's really not. This is some OG prices. This is some, not OG prices, but some early prices. So it's a great time to get in my opinion. And I think Richard Hart really wants to do what's best. But he maybe not talking is what's best because he's in an SEC court case. But I don't know. It's a little disappointing. It's a little disappointing. Not gonna lie. I'd be lying if I'd say it wasn't a little bit disappointing. But that's why I'm buying. Fiat currency is screwed either way. So crypto comes through either way. Not necessarily. I mean, most cryptos aren't going to come through. Just look at the past. Everybody gets wrecked. What if Kamala gets arrested? Elected. What if Kamala gets elected? It'll probably still do well. Right now, Biden is president and Kamala, whatever it is vice president, and Bitcoin touched all-time highs and is in sort of its same cycle. So it's hard. I know, like, when Trump had that assassination attempt and people thought Biden was still going to run. Biden was still in the race and it was pretty much a given that Trump was going to win. I know the markets reacted favorably. So there are things that happen that make the market move up and down. There is sort of major events that can make it move up and down. But if you just like step back and look at the big picture, does it really make that much of a difference? I mean, Under Trump, the stock market did really well, and now under Biden, the stock market's doing well. And people could, get into the nitty gritty and say, oh yeah, it's because they're pricing in Trump is going to be elected, yada yada. I mean, under Obama, it did well. I mean, it's just, the stock market just goes up. The market goes up, and the essence of it, like the real fundamental reason for that, is not Trump or Obama. And that's not to say, like I don't like Trump. I like him. I think he's done a lot of good things. But to say that the market is going up because of one president or the other, it's not true. I don't think. I think the market is way bigger than one president or the other. The fundamental idea is the money supply keeps growing, and it has to go somewhere. So where does it go? It goes into goods and services, but the need for goods and services is very limited. You only need a certain amount of goods and services, and then you stop buying goods and services. You have your groceries that you buy every week, and you have your bills that you pay and things like that, services that you pay for, and toys. And then all the excess of that goes into the 401ks. It goes into the market, and there's not, you don't have much of a choice considering the 1-2% inflation, and most recently 8-9% inflation. So the market keeps going up. So that's it. That's really what it comes down to. And I know a lot of people are calling for recession and depression and all those things, but I mean, even throughout the few recessions that have came about, the market always bounced back. And if you're in the market for long enough, you realize that nobody knows when a recession is going to happen. Everyone thought a big recession was going to happen, and it never happened, despite all the high interest rates. Now, the most recent correction was due to a bad jobs market report. And it's interesting because everyone really knows the jobs market sucks. And despite that, the market still goes up. High interest rates, the market still went up. So yeah, it's just, the market's going to go up. The market is going to go up. You can't get lost in war, this president, that president. Certain unexpected news can have an impact one way or the other. But if we just step back and look at the big picture, the market goes up. The market goes up. Even if there is a recession over the next year, the market will go up. Everyone that's been saying the market's going to go up was right, always. And everyone's saying that it's over, it's the end, things are coming to an end, this time for real, has been wrong. Things tend to move towards equilibrium and order, and the market tends to go up. Now, if, let's say, there's some new Federal Reserve policy where they say that they're not going to inflate the currency, and there's going to be, no new dollars printed into circulation or whatever, or we're going to have rate hikes for the next 20 years at 30%, then we can talk about the potential for, hey, maybe the market is not going to go up and we have to put our money into gold or Bitcoin, whatever, just because the dollar is going to be dead. But until then, not the dollar. No, then in that case, we'd have to sell all our stuff and keep it in cash, or bonds. But until then, the market will go up. Don't listen to the people telling you the market's not going to go up. They don't know what they're talking about. They're preying on your fears and, and just on the current sentiment, which is a small dot, compared to the bigger picture of the market going up. So that's really the message, which is why you should be buying indexes, because yes, the market goes up, But that doesn't guarantee that your cryptocurrency or your stock is going to go up, because most companies don't last more than like a couple of years. They go under. And most cryptocurrencies don't last for a long time. They go under. Now, we believe that Hex is going to be the exception. And there's good reason to believe that. It's got a really great community and a good game theory and a really charismatic founder. And there's a lot of money in the stack treasury, which is why I made a substantial buy. And I will continue to dollar cost average, what money I can. But yeah, the overall thing is that I'm also investing in indexes just in case. Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's really what's going on. And hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. What do you guys think? Do you guys still believe in Pulse Chain? And yeah, overall message, market's going to go up. I think that Hex is going to go up. I think that Richard Hart is going to come back. But until then, accumulation period. But yeah, not financial advice. You should do your own research and come to your own conclusions. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment sections. What are you guys doing during the bear market? Are you learning a trade? Are you working, or are you learning a trade, or are you trading? Are you getting into all the meme coins building on Pulse Chain? Which, hey, while you probably won't make any money, you could support our influencers who don't have much money or need money, so they just create a coin on Pulse Chain. But yeah, what's going on? Noah Rodriguez. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm getting YM class CDL. I don't know what that is. CDLA this month, going to invest more into Hex. Yeah, I think that has to be the mindset, not, retiring on Hex, but we have to live on. We don't stop working because of Hex. We have to work. Can't think of like a good way to put it, but yeah, just continue living your life. And it's going to be nice to have some excess capital, which you could spend on nice things while you still work. Do you really want to retire? Is that really what you want to do? How's that going to look at 30 years old? What do you do for a living? I don't do anything. What are you going to do all day? You're going to resort to drugs, alcohol, and sex, which will drain you of your resources and make you have to emergency end state. And then ask the community for money. That's like the big message right now is don't retire on cryptocurrency. Maybe in 10 years we could talk about retiring on cryptocurrency, but not this cycle. Even if we get a 10,000x, you remember that? You guys remember the 10,000x within 2 years? It seems like foreign now. It was law. 10,000x within 2 years was like law. And if you said 300x, yeah, that was bad. That was unacceptable. Like 100x was like you're a real bear and you're a buzzkill. But now it's like 100x is already optimistic. People would be happy with a 5x. So we need to sort of reignite that optimism. And that's what we're doing here right now with this stream. And I think people need to be more optimistic. When people want a 5x and that's all they believe is going to happen, or a 10x, that sort of is what leads to everyone selling the 3x. And then let's say that SAC wallet injects the capital in. Everyone is so bearish and so depressed and so desperate for money that that they cash out and then all the SAC money gets eaten. Could the SAC money, let's say it becomes $1 billion, could that eat the collective US dollar value of all the big sharks and whales in the community and squids and whatever? Like, I don't think so. I think we need to either flush out these people first, or better yet, but that could just lead to more bearishness. So I don't think flushing out's the right thing. We need to reinvigorate the optimism within the community. We need these people to want to stick around, to feel like it's worth sticking around. So that's why we're here today. That's why we're here today. Not to talk about how you can get in on the next coin that I'm going to make, which is going to do a 10,000x because it has a big buy and burn and yada, yada, yada. But just, we're here today to reinstate optimism in the core projects created by Richard Hart. But yeah, hopefully Richard could talk soon. I know I spoke to a good friend of the show and a good friend of mine, Ben Dubart, and he was telling me how, there is not a lot of liquid hex on the market anymore because people have been flushed out and people have been emergency end staking. So a lot of the big wallets, only have massive amounts of hex coming out within 5 years. So if the price could do something between now and when the big stakes start to come out, first of all, that's really good for meaning if the price goes up, there's going to be less sell pressure. And then if the price could do something, then by the time those massive stakes come up, people aren't going to want to sell. They're going to want to maybe sell a little bit and throw the rest down. Remember that? Remember when there was like such confidence in the community where people said, why would I want to sell the principal? Forget about like staking. Staking, it was a given. There was nobody wanted to not stake. Not nobody, but very few people. Like everyone was in it, fully on board with the staking. And also, when it matures, let me just sell the principal. Let me just sell the interest and restake the principal. And nobody wants to do that anymore. So maybe if those massive stakes can, if the people with those massive stakes become more optimistic, that's what really could make this thing take off. And then just bringing more people in, okay? Just bringing more people in. The amount of money out there is tremendous. It is insane. It can wash out all the sell pressure, and sustain this ecosystem forever and ever. But we need to onboard. How do we do it? Make content. Have a social media presence. I don't think it was really a good idea to try and just onboard these millionaires and billionaires. I like what the disciple said. We just have to make it a fun, vibrant ecosystem, and the price has to go up, and then they'll want to come in themselves. It's completely inorganic to, try and onboard. It's inorganic, and just think about the people that onboarded people with massive money. Like how did that work out for them? Probably wasn't so good for their reputation. And they probably sold. So, I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I think probably onboarding smaller people and just sort of making it an organic movement, the way Bitcoin did it, is the way forward. And then the millionaires and billionaires will see the price chart and they'll see the great community, and they'll want to get in themselves. So yeah, that's really what's going on. A lot of lessons learned from this bull market. Not to retire on Hex, okay? How do we know that? Look at what's happened to the people that retired on Hex. Generally speaking, not so good. Not so good. Okay. So not to retire on Hex, maybe not to try and please on board like all these millionaires and billionaires. Like Robert Kiyosaki, please buy Hex, buy Hex. I know they got Gary Cardone. He's not too happy about that. Just grow organically. I think onboarding friends and family is like the best way to do it, you know? And having forget about that. Social media is really the way to go. It's so much more effective. It's so much more of a reach. You could speak to so many more people than if you go to your network. Network is good too. Social media is the best. And don't make them put in too much money. So, or I don't know, whatever. You guys gauge each case individually. But yeah, big shout out to all you guys still here. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Chris A says, sell, sell, sell. I want more. Franklin, what's going on, Franklin? Friend of the stream. I've been saying this. I always thought the smaller pop was better for onboarding. Exactly. Yeah, and to your credit, I haven't said one way or the other, but I did like think it was cool when they were onboarding these big people. Turns out it's not really that cool. Turns out everything that we've been doing hasn't worked over the last couple of months. Not necessarily to say that everything we've been doing wasn't effective, but it does tell us that there's one thing that trumps everything, which is not Donald Trump, but it is Richard Hart's presence. That's it. He's the juggernaut. He's the juggernaut. End of story. I mean, there's no two ways about it. I mean, that's it. Richard Hart is the X factor. He needs to come back. Steve D, you still got a Patreon group? Yes, I do. The link is in the description. Not too many people in it. It's not making me a lot of money, but I still do meetings on Sundays, and we still have that Discord group, and it's fun. Just friends, I guess, at this point. Support. But yeah, it's still in there. What are you guys saying? Spicy Loops. That guy got arrested because he had gun ammunition. If so, that seems to be on him. It's important to remember that, like, first of all, people with gun ammunition, like in the US, it's normal to have guns and ammunition in your bag, I believe. Don't quote me on this, but I think it's legal. You just have to declare it. And, you know, he probably didn't realize that there was such strict laws. This was in some foreign country in like the middle of nowhere. Like, I don't know. It's happened to a lot of other people, and like not criminal people, you know, where they've had this. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak for him. Go ask him. Seems like a nice guy. I saw him in Miami, and it would be really sad if he goes away for 12 years or whatever. That would be terrible. And I also heard, and you know, someone has to corroborate that, but like he's asking for a loan. He's not even asking for like cash. I don't know. I think if you can, you should support him, you know. I'm not going to imagine saying like not to support him. He got arrested. It's like public news. Like he got arrested. He wasn't a criminal, and he's facing 12 years, which is insane for carrying some ammunition for a friend or whatever, for himself. I don't know, but that's insane. And yeah, I think it would be pretty not nice to say, you know, to say not to support him. That would be pretty, even if he wasn't a nice guy, which I think he is, be pretty terrible to say not to support him. Also, I mean, he had to emergency end stake his Hex bags because of this. Like he's I don't know much about this, and everyone should do their own research, but I think my heart goes out to him. I'll say that. What's up, Corey Geary? Big shout out to Corey Geary. It's not evening for us, it's afternoon. What's up, Academaciated? Supposed to be sleeping. I'm supposed to be boring or something. I don't know. Alex, how is that migration from EHEX going? What? The money all migrated back to ETH. Who would have guessed? Yeah. Oh, EHEX ratio is not so good right now. And some people still want to stand by it, but and that's their prerogative. Their reputation, it's their reputation, and it hasn't been so good for it, I'd say. But whatever. Guess what? We're all down, so now's not really the time to do this. I don't think there's ever the time to do it anymore. It's like if you're still trying to peddle EHEX, your reputation will speak for itself. You know, the founder of Hex said EHEX is done, like pretty much without actually saying it, said like don't buy EHEX. Or he might have even said like don't buy EHEX. And I mean, at this point, the chart speaks for itself. The founder speaks for himself and for itself, I guess. And the ratios speak for themselves. I don't want to talk about EX anymore. Stupid. By ESing, he's actually donating Hex to us, I guess. But it's not like it would make much of a difference. And so am I supposed to be happy about it? Like, am I supposed to be happy? Oh, it's like, no, it's sad. It's really sad. It's not good. It's not good when money leaves the system. It's not good when like these big, you want people with big money to stay in. Washing them out is not good. That's not good. Selling leads to more selling. Doom and gloom leads to more doom and gloom. So if any of you guys are watching and you have big stakes, I would hope that you don't get washed out. I hope that you become more optimistic. I hope that the price goes up and you continue to prosper. These are the people that are responsible for the price appreciation. These people entering and not leaving when the price goes up is why we've done so well. When they leave, that's bad. I don't know how you can make the case that it's good. Just look at most of the cryptos ever that have had people get washed out. What happened to them? Let's take a look at the snapshot of all the cryptocurrencies that were around in all the altcoins that were around in, the first like altcoin cycle. Take a look here. Let me see. First bull market was 2016. Coin market cap. Historical snapshot. Here we go. This could maybe help put things into perspective. This is our historical snapshot of the altcoin market in the 25th of December 2016. Bitcoin was at $896.18. Ethereum was $7. XRP, you'd be on actual profits in XRP if you bought back then. Did XRP make a higher high? No. Litecoin did not. Charlie Lee sold out. Monero barely. Ethereum Classic, surprisingly, I think did, but whatever. Dash, gone. Made Safecoin, gone. NEM, gone. Steam, gone. Uyghur, gone. Economy, gone. Dogecoin did well, actually. Factom, Waves. Stellar is still around, hasn't done anything really crazy. Digix, DAO, Lisk, Zcash, Swisscoin, EDC blockchain, Gain Credit, Xenix Coin, BitShares. They're all gone. They're all gone. All of the massive people left, all the big money left these things, and it's just gone forever. Like once they leave and like no one else comes in, you only have the smaller people to leave, to sell. And those smaller people are now the bigger people, whatever. everyone's just looking to sell, and completely loses public interests and coverage and public attention. It's gone forever. So yeah, it's not good. Washing people out is not good. You want the big wallets to not get washed out. You want them to stay in and stick around. At that point, they're really not in it for the money anymore. They're just in it for the community. They just want to be part of a community and see number go up, and that's good for all of us. So my message to the big holders is, I don't want to give them financial advice or not, but I would not be someone celebrating the washing out of weak hands. How strong would your hands be if you did a $5 million buy into Hex? $5 million buy and it drops 50%. How strong would your hands be? It's easy to have like strong hands when you're doing a $500 buy or a $100 buy. But yeah, these people need to have strong hands. So yeah, that's really what's going on. 60 people watching. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Alex, yeah, it was a stupid move. No one wants to participate. You clowns should have listened. You still buying eHex? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I still own eHex though. I haven't. Yeah, everyone said I was emergent. I have an emergency end staked one eHex stake. So how about that? Yeah. But hey, I don't think it's going to do much. Probably not going to do anything. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, that's really what's going on. We've been streaming for 47 minutes. Got over 60 people watching, which is nice. But yeah, let me see if I missed any comments. Yes, I have my bags packed. I hope you all have your bags packed. And I'm continuing to pack at a very, very much lower rate, than what I did, just because I don't have as much money as I did, cash at least. So yeah, rent sucks. Let me tell you about that. Rent is a lot. Got more likes than viewers? I don't know. I guess that's good. Prem Pindia, Bitcoin cheating. What's up, Davis? What's going on? What I'm a little confused about this, is there many projects that were deemed as securities and their founder never stopped talking to their communities? Bit of a head scratcher for me. It's a little confusing. What are you saying? Oh, you're saying most other projects, the founder stopped talking to the community? Or Hex, he stopped talking? Nora Rodriguez says, if it doesn't do a 10x by the end of December, it's really over because all previous cycles did it. Not necessarily. Past performance isn't indicative of future results. Honestly speaking, and I'm not, but you know what? There does come a point where it's just like you can't stick around, if it skips the cycle or whatever. But I'd imagine if by December, let's say it doesn't do a 10x, but then February, Richard Hart is back, like old times. Yeah, the price would probably go up massively. I don't know. There does come a point though where let's not kid ourselves. There does come a point where you can't continue to buy. You kind of just have to maybe let it go, let it ride or whatever. But I don't know. What's up, Lauren B? All right. That's it for today. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notification to see me next time I go live. It's not at the regular 12 p.m. Eastern, and there's not much what's it called, notice in advance. These things just happen pretty spontaneously. So hope you guys hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day.